Hello and welcome to We Resin, Texas. How you guys doing today? We are going to do another one of these. I am going to attempt to do my hand at a Larimar. I'm going to attempt, guys. Doesn't mean it's going to turn out. But, because, you know me, here lately ain't nothing been turning out for me. But, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to do a Larimar. And I'm hoping it's going to work in this mold. But I don't know. Now, the last one I did, I mixed up 14 ounces. I definitely know I don't need that much. So, I think I've only got three colors. I'm going to do a blue, the white, and just a drop of the black. So I think I'm going to mix up 10 ounces total of Bond Crafter, and that's a 1-to-1 resin. So I'll mix the A and the B together. But I'll pour B first, then I'll pour A. But it is a 1-to-1 by volume, not by weight. So, here is my cup. Let me scoop that out of the way for now so I can get my... Actually, I put it up here on my leveling table because this up here is level, this down here is not. We have done tried to fix it and fix it and fix it, and it just, yeah. So, I give up. Okay. So, I'm going to do 5 ounces of... Oh, no, that's on the outside of my cup. I'm going to do 5 ounces of B first. I always pour my B first. And I might have got a little bit too much. So I may have to take some of this out of here. Let me get down and look. Oh, 5 on the money, baby. I bet I couldn't do that again if I wanted to. No way could I do that again. That is amazing. I am flipping impressed. 5 ounces, like, boom. And I am definitely going to have to order me some more of this Bond Crafter, because right now I'm kind of loving it. The rest of this resin that I have tons and tons of, well, I don't know. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't rightly know what I'm going to do with it, guys. Okay, I need a little bit more in here. I gotta get to that ridge. That's the only hard part about these cups. It's trying to get it to that ridge on on this cup. Let me grab my stick. Okay, it's there. I didn't need to do that. I do want to wipe this off because I don't want epoxy all over everything. So I always wipe off around my lids. I normally put these in honey jars, but I have not had time because I'm just have been busy. I'm just going to stir this by hand. I mixed it by hand earlier and it was really easy to stir. It's not hard. You want to mix slow for sure. Make sure you're scraping your sides and stuff though. And that's for the people that are new, not for anybody that's experienced. But you definitely want to mix slow. And you want to mix. I don't mix a certain amount of time. I mix until it's clear, until there's no more striations. You see all those ribbon looking things in there? You don't want to see that. That's what I mean by striations. So once those are gone, your resin's pretty much mixed. Just make sure that you're scraping the sides and the bottom really good. And I tend not to stir in one direction. I go clockwise, counterclockwise, side to side. But that's just me. You know, you can do it however, as long as you get it mixed. It's not a big deal how you stir it, which way you stir it. It doesn't really matter. Now, I have found, though, just by doing that other pour that I did, that this Bond Crafter, so far, no matter what kind of bubbles it has, it seemed to be releasing the bubbles pretty well on its own. So that's a plus for me, because then I don't have to get up, go to another room, put it in the vacuum chamber. I'm trying to figure out how I can get my vacuum chamber in here. It's just, I've got so much stuff. And my room's not very big, like I said. But I built this for, you know, tumblers, not to be trying to pour big molds and things like that. Because if I would have known that I was going to be doing that, you know, in my future, I would have, you know, kind of designed a little bit different. Not quite the way I did. But I didn't see, you know, pouring molds in my future. Or pouring into molds. I just thought I would do tumblers and t-shirts, and that's it. And I don't even do t-shirts right now. My DTF printer got clogged up. I've got all the parts. I just hadn't replaced them, but my white got clogged. So when that happens, then it's basically you have to replace your print head, you have to replace your lines, you have to replace your dish, yeah. So I've already bought all the parts. I just hadn't done it In fact, I just went ahead and completely turned it off. I mean, it was already clogged up, so what? You know, I've got to replace everything anyway, so what difference does that make? So I just turned it off because I'm not quite sure if that's, you know, what I'm going to do from here on out. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I'm going to continue with shirts, even though my DTF printer is fairly new. And when I say fairly new, I mean I just got it like last year new. So now I only did 10 ounces, so I'm going to take out, I think I can take out some of this for the blue, because I know I need enough for my whites. I've got to have the white. So that white's got to completely cover. It's like I'm undecided of how many ounces I'm supposed to do. Because as I said again, we watch these videos, and I know I'm not the only one, but we watch videos to learn how to do something, and they don't tell how much they put. So I started with 10 ounces, and in this cup here I have 5.5 ounces for, I guess, my white. So the other 4.5. So I guess there's about 2 ounces in each one of these, is what I'm gonna say, because of course I just don't know how much white I'm gonna need, though, you know. I feel like that is a lot for white, but then I do have to cover this big mold here. And I may not even have enough for any of it, really. And I'm kind of hoping that I do, because otherwise I'm going to be having to back coat this little puppy. And I'm sitting here debating if I really want to do a Larimar in this mold here. Because I don't know how it's going to turn out. Because I don't know if you can use these molds for that. But, you know what? We're going to find out, guys. So let's just go for it, right? It is just a mold. So I'm going to do about 4 drops. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start with 3. Let's go 3 drops first, because I want to make sure that it don't get too white. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you want it opaque. I have no idea. I would think that you want it the color just before opaque, kind of like skim milk. So that way you would be able to see your colors. Oh, wow. That's like, oh, well, it's still on the stick. Yeah, because I would think that you're going to want to see your colors. And I think if it's too opaque, you're not going to see them. And when you put your pigments in, make sure that you stir them really good and clean off your stick, because otherwise you're going to have those pigments not mixed up and they're going to be on your stick, or they're going to be in the bottom. And you don't want that getting in your mold, so. But I honestly don't think that is white enough. I'm going to go ahead and clean this because I need a different stick so I can actually see. So that was 3. I'm going to do 2 more. 4, 5. Yeah, you can always add, you just can't take away. So be mindful when you go to put your white in, because you put too much and then it's not going to turn out right. So you definitely want to go easy and just add a little bit at a time. I've never used the casting craft, but it seems like this you got to really mix, because okay, let me see what this is going to look like now. I'm hoping it's where I want it. Oh no. Ay, ay, ay. It takes a lot of this. So that was 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 8. Yeah, I've never used the casting craft. I know a lot of people use it, but it just takes so much of it to... Oh, and my finger's cramping because I've been doing pours all day. Okay, now that's starting to look good. That's about... Oh, my eyes are on fire. That's about where you kind of want it. You still want to be able to see your stick. Oh, that may be a little too... I'm going to add 1 more drop. So that makes 9. And we'll see what that looks like. Oh, my eye's on fire. It would start needing me to put drops in it as soon as I sit down to do this, huh? I was telling the eye doctor about that, and he just, I guess, thinks it was, I guess, dry or whatever, because he said, well, just, you know, keep your, he gave me some eye drops. He said, just put these in there when your eyes start burning. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so that's about what we're going to go for right there. Because I think that's kind of the way it needs to be. I'm hoping it doesn't need to be darker than that. Because if it does, then I just messed up a Larimar. But we shall see. Okay, now we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do my blue. Oh, mercy. My eye is on fire. And I want it transparent. 1, 2. I'm going to go 2. And if that's not really enough of the way I want it, then I will add. I've never used those. Well, I have, but it's kind of a new thing. I bought those to try them just to see, because some brands have more alcohol in them than others. So when you get ready to do, you know, a bloom or whatever, some will, you know, disperse out further than what the others will. Some of them will just kind of stay in one spot, and some of them will spread. So you definitely, I think I'm going to do a couple more drops, because this is a kind of a light blue. It's not really the blue I was actually going for. I was actually wanting to go for a darker blue, but so yeah, so you have to get the ones that are, okay, that was 4 drops. So you have to go for the alcohol inks that, you know, have quite a bit of alcohol in them, for them to spread more. Now, Tim Holtz, the alcohol inks that I used in my last video, they don't spread as well as what, like the Deco Rom, you know, the cheaper brands do. The Deco Rom really, now they tend to spread quite a bit. They're pretty good inks. This is I think that's a Deco Art brand. I don't know if Deco Rom is the one that makes that. I'm not sure. But I do have the Deco Rom alcohol inks. I've had them since I started making tumblers. So you can tell how long things last, like your products will last, just by me telling you how long I've had it. And oh, you know, I didn't shake this up. Now this is pigment paste, and this is Alumilite. And I am only going to do try to do one little drop. It's hard to get one little drop out with Alumilite. So I'm going to go with that much right there and see what happens. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. just make sure that you stir your pigments and stuff real good, whether it be mica powder, alcohol inks, pigment pastes. You definitely want to stir and get all that up off the bottom. And get it off your stick if you can. Sometimes you can scrape it off your stick, sometimes you can't. But I just want to see how dark it is. Now you see how those lines are in there? That means it's not stirred up very well. So you definitely want to stir it really good. I just heard a ding. I'm hoping that my phone's not fixing to go off. It shouldn't. I charged it fully. Okay, we're getting there now. There we go. I'm just hoping I have the right amount, guys. This is basically trial and error when you do this. You just got to find out how much of this and how much of that, and you know, you may fail the first time, but you know what? Hey, get up, do it again. So your white, all you're going to do is just pour it in. And I may have too much white, who knows? I'm not really sure how much white you're supposed to have. I know I've got to get I'm going to go ahead and just use all this because, like I said, this may not even be enough. I'm hoping it is, because this mold here looks smaller than that last mold I did. So I'm hoping this is going to be plenty. I am scraping, scraping, scraping. Because I do not want to have to mix up any more, and I'm praying this is enough. Oh, scared me. Whew. You'd think somebody shot a cannon at me. Okay, that is all of that. Okay, now I am going to pour the black straight in the middle. Yep, you heard me. Right in the middle. I can't really see how much more I got before I'm full. It looks like quite a bit, but I don't want to pour all this black in there and then I don't have enough for my blue. Okay, now my blue's going in, guys. Then I'm going to pour that directly in the center, just like so. And I do not want to go over, so I'm going to take this. Actually, I'll just move it right up here. That's why you don't move. Shoot. Sorry. It didn't go anywhere. I just got to get it all back in the middle. Ay, ay, ay. I messed up my thing. Well, hopefully. Yeah, I've got to get me a big leveling table for over here. I've got a small one, but it's just not, it's not enough. I need a big one, guys. And I don't think they make a great big one. Now, it's not in the center, so now I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I guess when I do these, I'm going to have to, because it looks like it's leaning. But all my other molds are fine. That shouldn't be leaning like that unless it's the mold. And I've still got to get the rest of my blue in. I'm still going to pour right in the center and hope like heck that I'm wondering if I could move it over, you know, like stick my stick in there and kind of I really don't want to mess it up though. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I can tell you right now, this does not hold that many ounces. So what I should have done, and what I need to do, is take out some of this white. And that I can do because I don't have to touch the black to take out the white. So I'm going to take out some of this white because I have way too much white in here. And that's what's not allowing for my colors to go in. Yeah, this stuff smells just like that other resin that I use. It's pretty stout. Okay. All right, now I can get the rest of my blue in there, which is what I should have done. I shouldn't have poured all that white, but you only have one chance at that. You have to pour it the way it's supposed to be, you know, like you start. You pour your white, then you pour your black, or whatever color it is you're going to use, and then you pour your next color. And And without me knowing how much these molds hold, it's kind of hard for me to judge, you know, my resin, because I don't know how much any of them hold. And of course, this is my first time pouring in them, so, you know, it's just kind of a guessing game, because I can't put water in it. We know that. Okay, now I'm going to get my little handy dandy scooper over here, and I'm going to move this over here to my leveling board, my other big table that's actually level. And I'll move this over here, since I've got this actually on a paper towel. I can move it. I can move it over there. Oops. Well, I don't want to pick up all the paper. I just want my paper towel. And this may not be big enough to move that. Nope, not even gonna try it. It's gonna stay right there. By golly, not even gonna move it, because if I do, I'm gonna have a mess, and then I'm afraid it's not gonna do the way it's supposed to do and all that. So it's staying right where it's at. I'm not gonna move it. Not do anything with it. It's staying. Which I mean, it's level, so it's not that big of a deal. It's level over here, so I mean, I've got it on a leveling board, so. Oh, and I didn't put my things in the center. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. I'm gonna put, I've got my own glass that I've made myself. So I am going to add some of that to the middle. Let me get my little scoop. I wished I had another one of these. I don't even know where this one even came from. But this little scoop right here, I love that little thing. I don't want the powder. I just want the... And this is my glass that I actually made. And it is a different color, but we're going to drop it right dead in the middle. And believe you me, I'm being very gentle because I don't want and I've got to put on gloves again because I still don't. I just didn't want to touch my hand to my scoop. And then I've got to spray this because it's popping up a few bubbles, and that's okay because that's what we want it to do. I'd rather the bubbles come up than to stay. So I'm just going to push my glass pieces down and hopefully they don't get too big. Because I don't like great big I don't like great big areas. Okay, I'm going to spray this because I've got bubbles coming up. 2 bubbles, but hey, 2 is more than what we want, so. Alright, then I'm going to find something to do with this white. Cross your fingers and pray to the resin gods, baby, that this thing turns out. Okay. Trying to get my stuff cleaned up. Let's see. I'll go ahead and keep that cup. So I'll just spray alcohol in it. And then I'll wipe it out. Just like that. And that's how you save your cups. I mean, you could let the epoxy dry in there. It's not that big of a deal, which, you know, some people do. I guess it's better to do that than to, I guess, waste alcohol probably. Yeah. I never even thought about that. But it probably would be better just to let it, because you're talking, that's a lot of paper towels. And a lot of alcohol. And this, if you've bought any yet, you know exactly how much this 99% alcohol costs, because it is not cheap by no means. And I'm trying not to get that paper towel in the rest of my projects over here. But it may be unavoidable. Hold on just a minute, guys. Alright, guys. We're back for this video. We're gonna unmold this. I'm gonna show again how you can, if I can get my tape off here. So you just pull off a big chunk of tape like that. And what I like to do is just lay it. Do that. Pull it up. Again. Pull it up. And that's going to get off all those loose epoxy bits or anything else that you have on your mold. That way it doesn't get down in your mold and you've got your mold clean, except for the bottom, and then you can clean your bottom real quick and then just put it up and then it's clean. And then when you get ready to pull it out again, you know it's clean and you don't have to fuss with trying to clean it and all that stuff. Okay, that looks good. That's clean. And then I'll clean the edges and the bottom before I put it and store it back. Okay, I know already know it probably failed because I can look at it and tell it was not, it's not a Larimar. So, are we ready? Blomp, blomp, blomp. Yep. I don't know. Guys, if y'all, and look, I got bubbles. But there's really no way to, well, with this one, there was, because I could have went around the edges when I poured my mold, when I poured it in the mold. But, yeah. I feel like the white, it was a little bit thicker, you know, as far as the pigment. But it still, it was either too much or not enough. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on this. And I haven't heard that you have to let it sit to a certain temperature. I kind of like the back better than I like the front. I mean, at least I got some kind of pattern on the back, right? Yeah, that's disappointing. Very disappointing. Oh well, another fail, whatever. I will just keep, I'll just keep practicing until I finally get it. And eventually I will get it. I don't know how much resin I'm gonna have to waste before I do get it. But yeah, that's really sad. Okay, but anyway, all right, so with this, I'm gonna do the clear. Don't know how this is gonna work, but my thought is this is gonna be a clear backing, okay? So then when they go to put the picture there, it's going to have kind of like the glass piece, you know, like a picture frame's supposed to have. Now, granted, this isn't a true picture frame, but it will have the clear portion. You'll see it through the front. Then I have the little cards, and those don't have the backing, you know, like a glass piece. It just has a square cutout. So I can put the card on the actual back of the frame, but the picture will be between a clear piece and the square back cutout. You'll see when I put it together. So that's my thinking. I am going to mix up, I'm going to mix up 2 ounces because there's, I mean, yeah, could I mix up? Actually, let me just mix up. Give me just a minute. Let me get me some little, measuring cups here. I can just mix up a little bit. I can just mix up a little bit for these. And yeah, I'm not going to mix up a whole big old, I'm going to do 30. I'm going to do 30 at first. And if that's not enough, then I can easily mix up, you know, another 30 mLs. So I'm just going to mark my spots here. Oh yeah, and I figured out why. This is going to sound crazy, guys. I figured out why. I was having such a hard time seeing. Are y'all ready for this? I literally didn't have my lights that is up over top of my table here. I didn't have the lights up all the way. They were kind of dimmed a little bit. Found that out last night when I went to turn the lights off. Yeah. So there's that. That's why I was having such a hard time seeing yesterday. Alright, let me get some gloves on. I still need to get my Bond Crafter in containers. These. I need to fill these back up. I need to figure out something to do with the rest of all this other resin that I really need to get rid of, because I still have 2, 4, 6, 8 gallons of resin that I literally was I did it to epoxy my tables here, and I've decided that I'm not gonna do that, because of course, you know, when you epoxy, what's gonna happen if you have epoxy on your table and then you drop epoxy or you spill epoxy? Epoxy sticks to epoxy. So therefore, I don't know that that would be a good idea. So I don't really want to do that. This is Let's resin, just regular set resin that I'm using here. I need to fill these bottles back up. I need to fill my fast set back up. So hopefully I don't mix fast set B and regular set B together again. That was like, now you want to talk about something that makes you upset. Oh Lord, that kind of did it right there for me, because I mean that was bad. I was so mad, and I really thought I was going to be able to save it. Oh, and speaking of which, I did do the experiment, right? But however, after that experiment, and I meant to come back on and tell you guys, after that experiment, remember when I was unmolding it and I said I think it's gonna work? Well, they were still kind of sticky on the edges, so I took them out of the container. They were a little sticky. I let them sit for a day or two, and they were still a little bit tacky. Not like they were when I originally took them out, but I just didn't want to take no chances and, you know, say, hey, yeah, if we mix the wrong thing, yeah, it'll work, it'll still work. No, So I just trashed it and just chalked it up to that I screwed up and it's not going to work. So if you do put your epoxy in other containers, check, double check, triple check, and quadruple check before you pour into the container, that you know which side you're pouring. And if you have many brands like I do, quadruple check that you have the actual brand that you're supposed to have. Because, you know, I have Let's Resin fast set and regular set. So make sure that you're, you know, checking and making sure that you have, you know, the fast set if it's fast set. If it's regular cure, make sure you have the regular cure in your hand. Because if you mix the two, you just wasted 16 ounces. I think those are 16 ounce honey jars. They may be more than that, I don't know, but yeah, so you just wasted that much resin and there's no way to fix it. I've emailed them and emailed them and emailed them, and I can't get no response from them. So yeah, which kind of stinks. You would think that they would, you know, try to get back with somebody, but unfortunately they didn't. And that's why I was kind of excited about the J-Diction resin, because, you know, they're here in the United States. But sometimes I have good luck with that resin and sometimes I don't. So, you know, that's something I can't do. I gotta have good luck with it all the time. Not just when it decides it wants to work, or, you know, whatever. So, but yeah. And these little sticks here, I just love them. And they're the perfect for these. And they're easy to clean. They're easy to take care of. They're amazing. I'm going to go ahead and spray this with alcohol, because I don't want bubbles. And I've got quite a few bubbles in here. And yes, a piece of glitter fell off in that. But I want this domed. And I'm going to have to take it to my other table. Hopefully I'm going to get either I'm going to find a big leveling table to fit this table, and not one of these little bitty ones, or I'm going to get this table fixed. So that's my plan, guys. Give me just a minute. And that was the perfect amount. The perfect amount for that little frame to dome it. Once I scrape it all out of here, yep, that was the perfect amount, guys. I got one little spot that's wanting to kind of go over, but I don't know why, because the rest of it's not. It's literally one little section. But once I spray it, I don't want it to go over, so I'm trying to get it off. Okay, let me pop these bubbles. And I'm hoping I'm not fixing to go over. Okay, well, that is going to be, whoa, if I don't fall, that is going to be it for this video, and I will show you guys what that frame looks like in the next video. Well, not the next video, but as soon as it's cured, in other words, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so that is all of that. I'm going to keep trying on these crazy blooms and Larimars. And, yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And hit the bell for future notifications, so when I upload a video, you are notified of when I upload that video. Make sure to comment, like, share, and I am gonna do I'm having a big, huge drawing when I hit 500 subscribers, so you want to be subscribed to that, because it's going to be huge. And I've decided that I am going to do another giveaway at 250 subscribers, not 100, because the 250 is halfway to the 500. So we're going to do one at 250, and then we'll do a huge one at 500. So you're definitely going to want to be subscribed to that. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification, so when I upload that video for the giveaway information, you're going to want to be subscribed. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.